Hi. So I thought I would do a little video about me and why I joined New Unique and what my life has been and what I want to achieve out of it. So life started off normal family, single mum. I have a little sister who is slightly younger than me. I have an older brother who sadly died. He was an alcoholic, and he basically ended his life. Very lovely bloke. Always thought he was nothing, but he was my best friend basically. We always used to muck about. He used to muck about with my sister and put custard in her face when she went into the fridge. It was actually Angel delight thinking about it. Shampoo fights, you name it, we had it in our house, and it was just the best. And I always have a little brother who is 6 foot, gorgeous, blonde haired, built little boy. And he's also my life. And then we have my mum. Um, we lived in council estate houses. Most of my friends from school are on Facebook. I was bullied through school, I'll admit that, and I'm sure the people that did bully me know who they are and what they've done to my life. I was bullied from a very young age. I never felt like it fitted in. I suffer with dyslexia. So I sometimes say things that I don't mean to say because the way I say them seems the way it should come out, but it's not the way it's meant to come out. So I've always sort of struggled with that. I've also struggled with spelling and my coordination. I never used to actually be able to do front stroke and back stroke at the same time. Same as I couldn't do diving. When I did manage to dive, I did it, and then I lost my coordination completely. I've never felt beautiful in my own skin. I've never felt loved. I've always sort of tried to fit in and try to be a person that I'm not. And a lot of people who have done that and from a young age will understand completely, and I'm sure we all have at some point in our life. I tried to be popular by smoking and going to parties and doing stupid things as you do, and I got ridiculed for it. Um, I tried to have relationships, and that all just went downhill, and I got the Mickey taken out of me for that, for doing things. And I don't think a lot of people actually understand how much that affected my life. I then ended up moving to Bedford. I ended up having a relationship with a gentleman who I was raped by his best friend. It was actually done at his parents' house while he was drunk in the next room. And it really hurt me actually. Afterwards, he actually shook the man's hand. He didn't care. I never went to the police because I felt it was my fault, because my boyfriend at the time was in bed, drunk, passed out. I shared a bed with this gentleman. Well, he wasn't a gentleman. I shared a bed with this bloke. I was fully clothed, and he ended up raping me. I ended up running out in the street afterwards and calling my mum and getting her to come and pick me up. I then eventually met Steve, my husband, my love of my life, the man I wouldn't be without him. And we decided, he gave me a choice of, shall we buy a house or shall we get married? And I said, let's buy a house because we need a house to start a family. So he said, okay. And then following a few years later, he said, do you want to have a baby or do you want to get married? And I decided, well, let's get married. So we got married, and sadly we suffered, I had already suffered 3 previous miscarriages with my ex-boyfriend. I then suffered a miscarriage with my husband. We didn't actually find out I was pregnant until we come back off honeymoon. I must have conceived around the week of the wedding, which was a lovely thought. Everyone said you wouldn't conceive around the wedding, and yeah, love and behold, we did. Um, And sadly, we miscarried, and now we are fighting for IVF, which has been a great result. Nearly 4 years on from my first miscarriage with him, we are hopefully looking at having a baby, and things are looking positive, and I'm positive about it. I have always suffered with depression, anxiety, which I didn't realise. I have been checked out and spoken to people, and I've spoken to a counsellor over the phone. I'm currently waiting for counselling um, to find out what I can do to help me. And I found out that I have low self esteem, and I've always felt like I've been judged. Um, always felt like I've not been wanted. I've always pushed my husband away because I didn't understand how he could love me. I didn't love me, so I couldn't see how he could love me. But he loved me for me. And people don't understand what they do to you and how they treat you. I ended up taking, it was only a couple of months back, and I ended up taking an overdose of 6-cocodamol, and I did it because I wanted to see where my life was going and where I was going wrong in my life. And nobody understood that, and I didn't do it for attention. I don't like attention, and I don't like talking about my feelings. And my husband will know that he literally has to push me for my feelings. I'd rather write them down and leave them on a piece of paper for him, and that's it, done. I don't want to talk about it anymore. You know how I'm feeling. That's it, done. But I ended up taking an overdose, and I didn't. I knew what I was doing to myself. I wanted to step out of my shoes and to see where my life was going wrong so that I could fix my life. Thankfully, I didn't have to get hospitalised or anything like that. I didn't waste any of the NHS's time before anybody says anything. Um, I got help, and I realised that I do suffer really badly with depression. I am now currently on antidepressants, and I feel a lot better for it. And I'm currently looking back at going back to work, which I'm looking forward to seeing everybody. But you don't actually, when you have depression and anxiety, a lot of people don't actually realise things that you may say to me, I can completely take to heart. And my life has completely changed since I've had the depression, and I've started to look after myself more. I've lost weight. I'm eating more healthy. I'm happy with my life. I've actually learned to love myself and to love who I am. I've started running, and yesterday I did a 5 mile fun run. First event of many. It half killed me. I was absolutely knackered. I don't know if any of you seen the Facebook picture that I put up. I was half dead afterwards, but it was such a great sense of achievement. And my next one is a 10k fun run through Bedford Town Centre. And I just want to say, you know, if you have been any part of my life, if I went to school with you, or if you've known me from, you know, just around Bedford, or if you've ever met me, you will know that, and I'm not boasting about, I am a bubbly person. If you've got a problem with me, I don't really care. I'm who I am, and I've always tried to please everybody, and it never works. And life seems to throw you certain obstacles, and you know, I've always took them on head on. That's it. You know, I will take anything that happens, and I I've never been able to express my feelings, and now I am. I hated school. I hated the people that bullied me, who pushed me into things, who were never stood by me, who just pushed me away and never gave me a chance. And now you act on Facebook like you're my best friends, and you're not. And I couldn't care. You all sort of pushed me away when I left because I had to leave to go to Bedford, and nobody decided to stay in touch with me. If I saw you after school, you were a bit like, oh, hi, how are you? And it was so obvious that you were so fake towards me. And now I meet friends in Bedford, and people sort of, they stab you in the back, and it's amazing how much you hurt when you do get stabbed in the back. And I've been stabbed in the back so much, it is unbelievable. And for what? What are you achieving out of it? Does it make you feel better? Because it certainly didn't make me feel better. You've caused this in my life, and you've caused me to be a better person, so I thank you for that. Thank you for pushing me all that part time, and now look at me, I'm doing better. I run my own business, I work for Unique, I've started selling makeup. Yes, I never used to wear makeup, but I do now. I feel better in myself. I'm turning 30 next month, big Frio. I'm looking at having a party, and I said to the husband, do I really want a party? Who's actually going to turn up to my party? Because I don't have many friends, and the friends I do have seem to have stabbed me in the back and who don't want to support me. So we will see. But thank you for pushing me to the person I was today, and thank you for helping me get to where I am now. And if it wasn't for my husband and his family and my sister and my brothers and that, I don't think I would be the person I am today. And I can't wait to have a baby and to help that child know that no matter what, you will be loved, and you don't understand how much love is. And it doesn't have to be a lot. Just a hi, how are you, goes such a long way. So have a look at your life and think back to yourself, what was I like when I was younger? A message to a person to say sorry, I treated you like that, will make a big difference. And just remember what life really was like. I didn't have a lot when I was growing up. My mum was a single mum. She couldn't work because she was looking after all of us, and then when she did work, all hell broke loose. And but she made us who we are today. We are thankful for what we've got, and I am thankful for a roof over my head. I am thankful to put food on my table, and I am thankful for my life. And not a lot of people can say that. And I think, just take a minute after watching this and realise, actually, what I did was wrong. I can admit I've done wrong in my life. Can you admit you've done wrong in your life? And I'll be amazed to see the amount of people that will actually say, yeah, I did do wrong. So think back to your life and see what you can think of. But thank you for everybody who bullied me and pushed me over the edge, because I am the one who's stronger. I can now fully appreciate life. I have my own business. I have started running. I love myself, and thank you.